cook steaks or whatever.
We have a really sweet grill that we have at the Devslopes Standup, villa.
Yeah, that's probably one of those things where I bring it here, and then Pearson burns down the building, and we have to go to another insurance claim.
And they're like, you should probably remove the grill. Charcoal grill from that. Well, it's not charcoal, it's gas.
I know.
Gas is fine.
Propane.
Yeah.
Now we bring a charcoal grill. Pearson gets this lighter food.
Not sure why there's.
So I was looking at Street View today. That's why I asked you for the address. Is there a business or something on the first floor?
Yeah.
What is
It's
it?
all retail underneath. It's all retail.
It's like a furniture store.
What's the name of it?
Celadon Furniture.
House.
Okay.
Oh, Celadon House. That's right.
There was something like that, and then across the street was like the Walden House or something. I was trying to figure out which building exactly it was.
Look for the green like eave over the door.
Is it an Eve or an awning? What
An awning.
Awning and Eve. Never. Eve.
I don't know the difference between those two.
Not me either. Okay.
The photo Eve was a cover between the days.
Yeah, not the. Sounds like a do that.
But Pearson, thinking about onions more, a slow cooker at the beginning of the day.
Yeah, I can go get a slow cooker.
Let's do that.
Let's do
Meat every day.
Hey, we'll just eat onions.
We'll
just slow cook
Just
onions.
slow cook onions.
Just caramelize them all day. No, we can get roast beef.
Yeah,
we can get
let's do
chicken,
it. It'll save a lot of money,
Yeah.
and I won't get as fat.
Yeah, eating $16 meals.
Yeah.
Well, that's why.
And sandwiches, kind of.
Well, I was thinking sandwiches we could do for lunch.
Yeah, for sure.
And then dinner was, rice.
Yeah.
And onions.
Rice and onions. And butter. Rice, onions, and butter. Exclusive.
And milk. That's all.
Yeah, we could put the rice and cook it in the milk with the butter.
Oh, we got viewers, and we're just talking about stupid onions. So, guys, for those of you who have just listening in on the onion situation, Pearson bought like 30 onions, and we don't have any way to do anything with them. He bought them so we could just bite into those delicious onions. Jacob, looks like we know who's going shopping next time.
Who needs apples?
It's apples. Hey, what's up, everybody? Man, I wish this was on Blab because I love the live conversations of Blab. I just love it. But well, Blab has problems, and lately people have not been able to get in.
Maybe they blocked us because we have too many viewers.
But Jason Leocada is here, and I can view you guys here in the event page. It's just not. There's a 15-second delay, which kind of sucks.
Don't see that young.
Yeah, it's okay.
Did you say Celadon House?
Yes.
Yeah. So
There's a big tree blocking the view.
Yep.
Yeah. So, okay, stand-up is officially started. Man, things are going great. Things are going fantastic. So I'll just go ahead and get us started. Last week, we reported this already, but I'm going to report on the whole week. Last week was a really good week. It was very busy for me. We met with, again, last Monday with Red Fu, who's a really cool guy from LMFAO, I'm sexy and I know it. Anyway, he's learning to code. Awesome guy. We're just talking code, going over there. We're going to do a hackathon in the near future, I think. It's all up in there, but really cool stuff. We're just making some great connections. And then I had to go to San Francisco from Thursday to Sunday for Udemy headquarters, big event. They're just doing some things over there. And so, yeah, that was cool. And then as far as the app goes, I wrote code on the app this morning. I wrote code on the app. Jacob's like, help me out with this. And so I was like, just sit right there, buddy. and it sounded like that because of my cool mechanical keyboard. And then we did it, and that was the only code I wrote. And it sucked because I've been writing Java for like the past months, and so I kept screwing up. I kept like writing like public accessors and all kinds of junk. So I did that, and I will get content to you by end of day Friday. Oh, good news, team! Good news, team! Articles of organization are done, and the lawyer right now is working on the proper filings and fees for some other things we got to do. But we're all going to be really official really soon, like really, really soon. So what I'll be doing too, we currently have outstanding agreements with Evan, Kirsten, and Jack that we're going to probably need to rewrite. That it will be exact same, but my entity is being destroyed in Utah. So we got to figure that out. And in addition to the employment agreements with its own benefits and things like that. And then I'll be basically proposing. Okay, this employment agreement is an agreement and a proposal, and you guys can look at the terms, all of you, Jacob too, see how you feel about everything, and we can discuss, talk about things, and then we'll sign those. You'll be official employees of Devslopes, and then all withholdings and things will go into place on payroll and things like that. And I'm working on all that, so. That's that. Looks like Kirsten helped us wrap up our issue today, for the most part, with the water damage that we had in our place. And that's it. That's all I got. Yep. Here's Kirsten.
Yeah, so this morning, I started working like 7 a.m. And I was working a long time on trying to get the font size classes to work the way that Mark was explaining the other day. He said that I could take make that a minimum font size and then just do a minimum height, maximum height, and the font will adjust according to that. And I got it working for the most part, and Jack's going to look it over, and we'll see if Evan has any types, but it's working great. It's just on a couple of the screens it doesn't look exactly the right way, but it still shows up and it looks good. So we're going to ask Evan if it's okay to just leave it how it is, since it is just a temporary page anyway, and it's just for beta. It doesn't necessarily be outstanding. It's functional and it looks good. So Jack said let's pick it up and
They can't hear you, Pearson. You're not projecting like an actor would project. Are you really an actor? Are you really an entertainer? Because I'm not feeling it right now. Is that better? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, cool. But anyway, that's what I was working on this morning. And also, we connected the, well, I'll let Jack go into that, but we also worked on the airdrop connection there. All I had to do was do DA airdrop init, and there was a convenience init, which was awesome. And then Jack just hooked it up to Firebase. And then just ran around, did a bunch of office errands, went shopping for a bunch of food, and just trying to make this place feel more like home. So, yeah, it's really good to me. Jack?
Yeah, you ready for me? So
Yeah.
I work like a fiend Saturday from about 8:30 that morning until 1 a.m. I think.
Dang!
On our continuous integration server, which it's been going a while. There was a time that it broke because of an Xcode upgrade, but I got it going a while back. But I was still having issues with code signing and stuff. And so I talked about this some Saturday. But I found Fastlane, which is basically, if you haven't heard of it, basically a Ruby program that automates things, and specifically with builds, it'll work with iOS, it'll work with Android, and a lot of different platforms. But the more I got into it, the better it got. I mean, and it would just practically do everything for you, down to taking the screenshots for the App Store. It would even put your screenshots inside a device, so that you had a frame around your screenshot and things like that. Finally, by the end of the night, Saturday night, I had everything working except when Xcode server got done, it wouldn't hand off to Fastlane because of environment variables and things like that, because Xcode server runs under a privileged user. And I tried everything I could think of, read all the articles I could find on it, and I never could get it to work right. So by the end of the night, Saturday night, I had Xcode building and signing the app and building the archive. And then I would have to go in and run one terminal command, which would run it through Fastlane, run all the tests, and build it again, basically sign it and upload it to TestFlight. So I thought, well, we're just going to have to live with this for now. Xcode 8, by the way, is supposed to be better because it runs Xcode server, because it's going to run under an actual user instead of a privileged user. So I think it'll be better when they do that. But it was my wife's birthday yesterday, and we went out to eat last night, and the more I thought about it, the more it bugged me. So I had a thought. When I got home, I wrote an automator app that basically called that script, and then I set cron to run that automator app every night at like 6:20. So tonight was the first night where I actually got to try it out, and it uploaded and went without a hitch. I did get a warning about bit code and machine code being in our project, but apparently it was just a suggestion. It wasn't anything that caused a rejection. So
are these marriage tips, Jack, that you're giving us right here?
Are they what?
Are these marriage tips you're giving us right here?
No. Actually, tomorrow is my 20th anniversary, so she knows how I am by now, so she's all right with it. When I get,
just as long as you do her once a year, that's all.
When I get stuck on something, I don't hardly let go of it. So
I get it. I know.
Anyway, so all that's done. We got some cool stuff merged in today. I've been working on a user model, and that's probably going to go on for the next several days as we get towards Friday for the beta release. The anonymous authentication's back in there. I'd taken it out at one point because we had I don't remember 70 something anonymous logins in Firebase, and it was because of the tests that were running. And so I disabled it for a little bit, and then I went in and set an environment variable so that when the test scheme was running, it set that environment variable to testing, and that way it wouldn't log in when it was under test. So I think that took care of that problem. Still got to get logins are all working, but I've still got to route the user info to Firebase. And then once that's in there, we've got to get a settings screen where users can get to their own info and change their password and things like that. Jacob got the slide out menu somewhat working. We've got some work to do there because after you use it for a little bit and you slide that in and out a few times, it kind of eats up a lot of memory and causes it to get kind of laggy. So we'll get that worked out. Pearson, his airdrop controller was perfect. It was just real simple, one line of code. And Mark, if you want to show that demo video, I think it's pretty cool. People might like it. I don't know.
I want to do what?
If you want to show that demo video, I posted it in.
I don't have it. Why don't you? You can do it right now. Can you present?
No, I can't share my screen. It doesn't look like it says I'm in a moderated call.
Oh, well, sorry. Okay, where is it located?
I posted it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Airdrop exercises at MP4?
Yes.
All right.
This is just this was right after I first got it hooked up, and I just did a quick little screen flow of it working. It's really cool. And basically, what happens is when you when you tap on a lesson in the table view, if there's no assets with it, there's no send to Mac button. But when you tap on one where there is
Great.
an exercise, the send to Mac button's there, and you just tap it, and it sends it over.
All right, let me share my screen. And whenever I'm talking to Jack, I want a twang in my voice, like, you know, just kind of just happens. Like, I guess that's what happens when you move to a country too, like that you're not from.
I can go to Mississippi and people have more northern accent than I do.
Well, you do live in the backwoods.
Whoa.
Sorry.
It's Inception. Watch out.
All right. Can you all see this?
Yeah, I can.
All right.
That's all that matters.
Swipe in, you click on it.
Well, I was going to show this first one here. I tap back on lesson 1. You see there's no send to Mac button. And then I scroll back down to 7, and there's the send to Mac button.
What's up, everyone?
Oh.
And today we're going to talk about variables and constants. So let's go ahead and open up our Xcode here. Click on it and click.
So cool.
And there it is coming over to my Mac.
That is so awesome.
Yeah.
Take that, every other freaking app in the world that teaches you how to code. Good job with that, man. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it works really well.
Mm.
So that's pretty much what I've been doing. A lot more to go for Friday. So.
Yes, you've been doing awesome, Jack. You're the man. You're the man.
And I think at this point we're just going to prioritize what we've got left, and what we get in there gets in there, and if something doesn't make it, we'll get it in there between beta and launch.
Yep. And unfortunately, you are going to be losing Jacob and Pearson for approximately 3 weeks starting Monday. Now, with that being said, the online boot camps are only 4-hour sessions, and so Jacob and Pearson will be giving a lot of support, so they'll be accessible and have more time. But that in-person boot camp will be gone all day.
And we're preparing too. So.
Yeah, we've all got our assignments.
Well, shoot, if it's just 4 hours, they should have about 15, 16 left in the day, shouldn't they?
Exactly. So I'm wrong. Yeah, I was wrong. But yeah. So we're gonna get those apps done. By the way, guys, those apps, Jack, for this boot camp, and Jacob and Pearson, if you don't do those, I don't have time myself to do all of them myself this week. So we gotta deliver those too. But what I was telling Jacob is let's focus on beta this week. And even if I got it end of day Monday, that would be great.
Oh, I see. So we're going to focus on getting the beta out this week.
Not you.
Oh.
Yes. We got other things to work on. You got your piece is done.
Yeah.
So, all right, Jacob.
All right. So, like Jack was saying, I worked with Mark this morning, figured out how to skip his animations if they've loaded once with the side menu. We discovered a little bit of a memory leak if you open and close the side menu too much, and I just have to go back in there and make sure I dismiss the view controller when it gets closed out, and that should solve that problem. And then I started working on doing the connectivity check on every VC, so we know if you have internet or not. And I'm going to use like a delegate listener, so it's always listening and can update live. And it should be pretty cool.
Awesome.
That's what I'm doing.
Jacob, I'm
Good
probably going to
stuff.
have you work on the settings screen tomorrow when Evan gets there, because we don't have any designs on that. If you can get the view done, then I can hook all the data up behind it. So,
Jack? What's that screen for?
for settings like changing the password or signing out, stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, putting their
Yeah.
actual real name in there and things like that. Which,
Yeah,
which if they sign in with Google or Facebook, we'll be able to get that info anyway, or display name. But if they sign in with the email, we'll just have their email address only. And I know we want to make it as simple as possible on the sign in. And this will be optional, but they'll be able to fill it in if they want to, and then we'll have that data. So it'll make so.
Yep. Let's just keep it as bare minimum as possible.
Yeah,
and that's all good.
It'll basically just be. Yeah.
I was just say, if this is a 5 minute or if this is a 15-minute job, I'd love to add a card for it. But on the beta, on the main screen, I'm wondering if we can have this little floating pop-up. It's just there all the time, and it says, just on the main screen, and it says, leave us feedback. And they can type in something and press the send button, and it just clears out the field. And what it does is it just posts it to Firebase, a big giant list of feedback, maybe saves their user ID with it. So in beta 1, if someone's writing the app and they have a bug, they can just say, hey, the app crashed on me, or whatever, with one line, with just, anyway, it's really important in a beta that we know what people are saying and thinking, even outside of the form we're going to pass out. So anyway, that's a 15-minute job to get a simple line sent up to Firebase with a send button, and I'd like to get that on the main screen.
I'll take care of it. I'll make a card on it just so we've got it.
You can put it at the end of the list, but everyone needs. We should all keep in mind that Apple says they've got closer review times, but historically, Apple review times have been 14 days. So it's 14 days between versions and things like that. Something to keep in mind. Cool.
And we want that to float across all the screens, or can it be?
I don't think we need to get super complex, and I don't want to interrupt the learning experience. I was just thinking at the bottom, next to the info button, just a little floating thing there. Evan can design it.
The info button, what are you talking about?
Oh, there at the bottom right now, there's going to be a little red info button where you can see the upcoming features.
Okay.
This is awesome.
Yeah. They mentioned that. I haven't seen that design, so I wasn't sure what you were talking about.
It's not on upcoming features. It's on there.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Oh, okay.
Is your branch ready to merge, by the way?
What did you say?
If you did if you reviewed his pull request, then it is.
I haven't seen a pull request on it.
You said you did a pull request?
Yep, and your name's on it.
Oh yeah, okay. Had to refresh, sorry.
Okay.
I'll take care of it.
Cool deal.
It's so good, yeah. What would we do without it?
Guy.
Did you have some conflicts, Pearson?
No.
Does it say there's conflicts, Jack?
Yeah. Main storyboard and slope selection VC.
If Bitbucket says there's a conflict with your pull request, it means that you didn't pull into it before you pushed up. Meaning somebody got changes in before you got yours up.
In the same branch?
No, it'd be on develop because you're merging. You're trying to say, hey, here's my new code. I don't want to put it in develop. But develop's like, hey man, your new stuff is conflicting with our stuff.
I didn't do a pull request on develop.
Yeah, so you got to pull from develop into your branch and then read your pull request.
I'll do that.
Yeah, it's all my stuff probably.
I'll pull it down and take care of it. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, that's probably good because freaking storyboards and the project files are pain. I think I've showed Jacob and Jack knows, but I don't think I've showed you. So someone needs to sit down with you at some point and show you how to do it. But it's a big pain.
I found the easiest way to deal with them. I do everything through the terminal except when I get to a conflict, and when I do, I open it up in source tree, and I go to where it just shows conflicts only, and then you can right click on it and go to resolve conflicts, and then open in merge editor or whatever that is, and it pulls up file merge, and it shows you exactly where the conflicts are, and you can choose left or right or both or whatever, and it makes it really easy to fix.
How do you know why is it?
No, it's fine. And so in the story, the thing, this is good for people to know that are watching. So in a storyboard, when you have a conflict, it means that the file's been modified by both people, and your stuff may not have even have touched the other person's stuff. So it's just, so this, to be honest, I don't know how you handle it, Jack, but what I do is I first make sure I talk to the people, see what changes they made. If someone's like, I didn't touch anything, then I just I do git checkout --Rs because they just told me they didn't do anything, and then the conflict goes away. However, if they did make changes, what I often do is, because here's the reality, the two people did not work on the same thing. It's the same storyboard, but they worked on different view controllers 99.9% of the time. So what I do is I open up the actual XML. I write the XML of the storyboard, and I open it up in the file merge, or I bought a diff program called KDiff, which I really like. Basically I just look at the XML, and then I see where the conflicts are, and I choose whatever one makes the most sense at that point in time, because it's usually something really dumb, like they both access.
1.73.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the layout of the changes. So I just open up the XML file. What do you do, Jack, on those?
Exact same thing. Earlier, as a matter of fact, I've got a good example. In my branch, I had taken out all of those test VCs that we had in there, and Jacob had added a VC. Well, it threw up conflicts. Well, when you get to the VCs, there's a comment in there that tells you what VC you're working on or what you're looking at. So when I got to Jacob's, I knew, okay, this one needs to be the left one, so I picked that one. And then when I got down to the others, it wanted to choose his side, but I knew that I had taken them out, so I chose my side on those. So, I mean, you've just got to kind of talk to the person that you got to kind of know what's going on. And then once you do that, you can kind of make an educated decision on which side to choose. And there's been a lot of times where, like I've added something and Jacob's added something also, and you don't really choose one or the other. You choose both because both need to be there, and it puts them in order. So,
Wait, all this is based on having to know what's going on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Pearson, he gets on our case because he's the brunt of all of our jokes, but kind of sets himself up here, doesn't he?
He likes it.
Wait, he's right here, and he doesn't like it. No,
sounds good. Is that all we got? Is that all we got, gentlemen?
Yep.
I think that's all I've got.
All right. Yep. Cool deal.
Got some work there.
All right, let's get to it.
Yeah, Jacob, I'm leaving Friday evening, so we got to get this done.
All right, we're getting it done.
Well, he says that he's leaving,
But he's taking
But
it
the
from here.
whole time he's going to be thinking about it.
Hey, we're going to Branson, Missouri.
Oh, the home of second-rate celebrities and failures.
Oh.
You ever been?
And
You guys should watch, if you go on YouTube and search Branson, Missouri Simpsons episode. They've got a whole episode about Branson, Missouri. It's really funny.
It's actually a pretty cool place to go every now and then.
I've
Yeah,
been
it's
there.
cool.
It's pretty awesome.
Oh, you have?
Yep.
Well, why? For what reason?
My grandfather lives in Missouri.
I've never been to Missouri.
Man, wow.
I might have driven to it.
The horse flies freak me out.
I remember it was so cool when I would commute, because I had to commute towards Branson every day when I lived there. When you drive by the road, there's these massive spider webs like this big, and inside of them are like rodents and birds and rabbits, and these just have these massive. Have you seen those, Jack? You know what I'm talking about?
That must be up
just
north.
down there. Yeah, just these huge spiders just everywhere up on the trees. Just, yeah, they're getting rodents. It's crazy. Anyway,
Down here where I live, it's all farm country, and I mean, there's not hardly any trees left around here because all the farmers have cleaned them all out. So it's just flat farmland as far as you can see.
My grandfather owns about 40 acres of farmland.
Yeah.
It's not a lot, but
Yeah, that's about standard. That's what we own here.
Dang. Okay.
land's cheap in there though. That's a good thing.
It's about $1,500 an acre or so.
Okay. I'm gonna go eat something.
Go eat.
Me too. Then I gotta work.
Kirsten made us some delicious dinner. I'm excited to see what it is.
I made rice and onions.
It's not cooked.
Rice and onions.
We're going by the vegan diet here. All right, guys.
And extra gluten.
See you later. I'm ending this.
All right,
Later.
adios.